Okay, I couldn't stop, but hey, welcome everyone to the YGS Black History Moment, Month, Movement, Future, all of the above. We're so happy that you're here. We're excited. We have the wonderful Jamie Elmore, who's going to share some of her expertise and wisdom about how to take care of your hair, black hair, hair of color, while you're swimming before and after. Jamie Elmore has over 30 years of experience working with hair care. She is the CEO, editor in chief of Bald Life magazine, which is a beautiful magazine that talks about hair care and specifically with young men and women, young boys and girls who have alopecia. And so Jamie is a philanthropist. She has flown children in from all over the country to come to her workshops here in Seattle to learn about how to take care of your beautiful bald crown, being empowered about being bald and what that means and how to rock your crown with confidence and just with a sense of beauty. I have seen her work and it has brought many tears to my eyes seeing these young girls who have a sense of confidence walking around with their bald crown or with the wig and how to rock it in style and in confidence. Jamie is a lover and a giver of community, and she is also the niece of my favorite niece, my only niece, kind of, Janice. So we go way back like four flats on a Cadillac, like they used to say. And so Jamie is going to share her expertise. So thank you everyone for being here. And Jamie, take it away.
I want to say thank you so much, Ms. Tolson, for that introduction. I want to thank you for thinking of me to just have the opportunity to share. I want to thank the YMCA and your whole team for having a platform for us to just talk about hair care in the Black community. Is definitely something that's needed and something that I think we look at a little bit different when it comes to our community. But I want to just, again, welcome everyone for being here tonight. I'm excited. I'm honored. I'm thrilled. And what I want to do to just relax everybody, I want everybody to view me as their hairstylist. Okay. You are in my salon, you're sitting in the chair, and we all know what it's like when you go into a salon or a barbershop. We tell the stylist or the barber everything. I mean, we just tell them everything. We tell them about what's been happening in our marriages, on the job, and all of that. So tonight, I'm going to be your virtual hairstylist, okay? And each of you will be my client. So I just want you guys to relax and we're going to have fun. I'm going to share a lot of information with you. And what I found with just getting prepared for tonight is I learned a lot. I learned a lot more about Black people, about how we are innovators, how we are creators, how we have made such a positive impact. And so tonight, you guys, I want to just share some tools and some tips on how to take care of your hair as you're swimming, before you swim, after you swim. And I want to highlight some amazing men. I was intentional on the individuals that I wanted to share information on tonight, but I want to share some information about some amazing men that were innovators that created some products. You know how we think about, well, I'll say it this way. When you see that there's a need or a gap for something, what you have to do is you have to think about how you can meet that need. Okay. And so these individuals that I'm going to be talking about tonight, they saw a need in our community when it came to hair care. Okay. When it came to having products that will help us move forward and be active, when it comes to swimming. So I'm going to jump right in. So
Jamie,
let's go to yes.
Jamie, before you jump in, excuse me, I would encourage you all to come off camera if you feel comfortable in doing so. So Jamie has some beautiful faces to look at. This is an interactive session, so please feel comfortable and to raise your hand or to put something in the chat. we are watching the chat so we can make sure that Jamie at the end of her session can answer your questions. But again, if you feel comfortable, please come off the camera. And as you can see, I'm ready for us to learn. I have the swimming pool in back of me, so I just need to know what to do with my hair before I dive in. So take it away, Jamie.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, you guys, come on off the camera. You know, come off of the camera. Remember, we're in the hair salon. You guys are sitting in my chair, and I'm your stylist, and you're just getting ready to get your hair done, and we're just having a conversation. Okay, so that's why I want you guys to visualize tonight, and I just want everybody to be comfortable. So you can just go to the first slide. We're going to talk about tonight about natural hair, relaxed hair, and bald crowns. As most of you guys can see, I am bald, and I'll just give you a little educational moment just real quick. I'm bald due to a condition called alopecia. Alopecia is an autoimmune disease. It's where your immune system attacks your hair follicle and causes your hair to fall out. It is not contagious, but 6.8 million people in the US and 147 million people worldwide have this condition. And so tonight, I didn't want to leave anybody out. I'm going to talk to everybody in the room, okay? We're going to talk to the people that have hair, natural hair, relaxed hair, and the individuals that are rocking a bald crown. Okay, we can go to the next slide. So let's talk about it. Okay, so like I said, you know, when I over the years, I've done hair and my clients sit in a chair and we're talking, we're having a conversation about everything. And you know what's so interesting is one of the conversations that come up a lot is swimming. They talk about, I mean, I don't want to swim because number one, I don't want to mess up my hair. I spend too much money with you or whoever, and I don't want to mess up my hair. Or the second thing that people talk about is they're fearful. You know, most people, especially Black people, we're afraid of the water because one, we've never been taught how to swim, or we just have this thing in our mind about what it's like to get in the water. And so tonight, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about some tools and some products and things that you guys can do before you get in the pool. So next slide, please. Why should you protect your hair when you are swimming? There are so many reasons why. The first reason is chlorine. Chlorine is definitely bad for our hair. It can dry our hair out. And if you happen to be one of those individuals that like the ocean water, you like to swim in Sewer Park, or, you know, we have some people in Seattle, they like to just swim out in the ocean. I'm not an ocean swimmer. I'm barely a swimming pool swimmer, but it is important to protect your hair from the chlorine. And if you don't protect your hair, it leads to damage. You know, your hair can be it can cause breakage. Your hair can become dry. And let's not forget about our skin, especially those who are rocking a bald crown. If you swim and you don't protect your skin and your scalp can become very dry. Okay, next slide. Oops. Okay, swim caps. That is the first thing we think about when we think about swimming. That is actually one of the main suggestions that I recommend to my clients before they swim. You know, you get a swimming cap. And some people actually, what's so funny, me and Miss Tolson was having a conversation about this yesterday. And I did a little bit more research. And I found that there is actually a swimming cap for us, for our community, for the Black community, for those of us who wear braids, dreadlocks. There is a swimming cap for us. And the name of that swimming cap is, you know, I took a note. Oh yeah, here it is. It's called the Happy Mane. And you can actually find that on Amazon. And then the other swim cap is called the Sane. It's spelled D as in David, S-A-N-E. And the way that it's designed, you can actually tuck all your hair up into the swimming cap. It's made out of silicone. Tuck all the hair up. So if you got a whole bunch of braids, you don't have to worry about it. You just have more of a larger swim cap versus someone with no hair. I'll have the fitted type of swim cap. So there is a swim cap for everyone, and that just makes me excited. And I'm wondering, I didn't research any further on that, but I'm curious to find out if it was a Black person who invented that swim cap. I bet you it is, but that'll be interesting. I guess I'll have a little bit more time after this is over to research that. But what does a swimming cap do? A swimming cap protects your hair from the chlorine, okay? From the chlorine, it acts as a barrier. It acts as a barrier, so it's a good option for anyone that wants to swim. Grab a swimming cap, okay? Next slideshow, please. Okay, so what are some things that you can do to your hair before you swim? What kind of styles work for us? Most of us have natural hair or relaxed hair or no hair. One of the suggestions is to just two-strand twist your hair. Just take your hair, part it. You can either have 4 or 5 parts and two-strand twist it, or we can put our hair in 2 French braids, or we can pull our hair all up into a little bun. And it's best to have your hair in a controlled style, because what it does, it helps your hair not soak up so much of the chlorine. Okay, instead of just, flopping into the water, it's best to kind of pin it up and have more control over that. And then another thing that you can do before you swim is to apply like a SPF lotion. I know a lot of people's like, well, what do we need SPF for? Actually, Black skin, we also need to protect our hair when it comes to the sun and the chlorine. And so a nice SPF lotion to protect our skin and our hair from the chlorine is an excellent idea. And then also, another thing that you can do prior to swimming is to wet your hair. Get in a shower, and they always suggest before you get into a swimming pool. I know even when I go to the YMCA, because I'm a member, whoop, whoop, that was a little commercial. They suggest that we get into the shower. That's just to warm our skin up. So then when we get in the water, it won't be cold. But the same thing goes for our hair. To saturate your hair, wet your hair down, because what that does, it helps protect your hair it keeps your hair from soaking up so much chlorine. Okay, so if you have a lot of hair, get in the shower and just saturate it, soak it with water. It will just help lessen the effects of the chlorine drinking up your hair, drinking up the chlorine in the water. The next slide. Okay, we all know this, but I think sometimes when we're rushing and we go swimming, we're rushing, we're just trying to hurry up and get out of the swimming pool, and we're trying to get home. So I always tell people it is so important that after you swim, to wash your hair as soon as you can. As soon as you can. Some people don't have time before you leave the gym or whatever, the swimming facility. But if you can, even if you can wash it really quick and rinse out the chlorine, that will definitely lessen the effects of the chlorine that it will have on your hair. And then also, I always suggest to deep condition your hair. So after you shampoo it, deep condition your hair, because when you deep condition it, it puts the moisture back into your hair. So we're going to talk about moisture too, because we know as Black people, our hair is naturally dry, but at the same time, we have natural oils in our hair that over a period of time, I know you guys probably have noticed, especially for those of us who go to the hair salon. Actually, you only have to go to the hair salon to experience this, but over about 2 or 3 days, if you don't put any oils in your hair will naturally create oils. You know how your hair, first when you shampoo your hair, you got all the body in your hair. About 2 or 3 days, your hair starts weighing down. It's not moving. So you have natural oils in your hair. So putting extra moisture in your hair after you swim is an excellent idea, and definitely to deep condition your hair. You guys, I'm kind of animated. I talk with my hair. Oh, okay.
I'm so sorry. I don't know if you're gonna say this or anything, but should we pre-condition our hair before we go in the pool? Is there anything we could put in our hair to help with the chlorine, stopping the chlorine? Like if I don't have a swimmer's cap and I could do braids, but should I do like conditioner or baby oil or anything like that before?
That's a good question. You're just a little step ahead.
Oh, okay, if you're gonna cover it,
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. I'm going to talk about a product that you can use on your hair prior to swimming. Okay, that's an excellent question, but I'm going to get to that real quick. Okay, the next slide. Okay, see, you were right on time. This gentleman, his name is Bruce Johnson. When I started researching and looking into his products even more, it kind of blew me away because not only did Bruce come up with his own product line, he came up with this product line because he had 2 children that were active swimmers. And he saw a need. He saw that there wasn't a product available for him. So Bruce said to himself, you know, I need to create something. I need to find something that will work for my children. So he's the innovator. You know what I'm saying? He's an innovator. So he came up with his own product line. And the name of his product is called Yvonne. It's YvonneLiving.com. And what I found in my research as well is the name Yvonne stands for, it means fence, protection. So his products acts as a fence protection against the elements, against chlorine. Isn't that something? I'm telling y'all, our Black people are simply amazing. So let's go to the next slide. So to answer your question, Samantha, this product by Bruce, he has a whole, I'm going to call it a swimmer's hair system. So he has a product that you can put on before you swim. So you asked about some type of oil or something like that. He has like a it's called pre-swim Yvonne Shield, basically. Just put it on the hair before you get in the water and it protects your hair. So this is definitely something that you can use. You can go to the next slide. He has, like I said, he has a whole hair system. So after you swim with his particular product line, he has a clarifying shampoo. Now, what does a clarifying shampoo do? It actually cleanses your hair and it takes all the chlorine out of your hair. So you put his shampoo product on first, and then after you rinse that out, you shampoo your hair and you use a clarifying shampoo. And what I love about his products is that he was intentional. All of his products were for Black people that swim. Just Black people that swim. And he saw a need and he came up and he invented it. And I'm just so excited about that. And so he also has the infused deep conditioner. So after you shampoo it and condition it, you put the conditioner in and that will bring the moisture back into your hair. Okay. And he has so many other products. You guys are going to have to go to his website and check out some of the other products that he has. Okay, we can go to the next slide. Am I doing okay on time, Ms. Tosin? Okay, awesome. So this young lady, the next product I'm going to talk about is it's called Honey Natural. Okay, this young lady is an actual friend of mine. Her name is Dominique Honey Cooper. Oh, she is simply amazing. Again, she is an innovator. She saw a need and she created her own product to meet the need that was in the marketplace. And so Dominique is so amazing. She started this product line back in 2009. And this was after she was diagnosed with a chronic Lyme disease. She also has alopecia, but she wanted to find a product that would help people that are rocking a bald crown. We can go to the next slide. And I think she's on here. I hope she's on here. She's amazing. So her particular product, she has so many different products, but for anyone that swims in particular, this particular product is it's called, the Freedome. Freedome, meaning, no hair. That's kind of a dope. It's the real, Anyway, so it's Freedome. It's for people with alopecia and individuals that are bald. She has a cleanser, a face cleanser, and what it does, especially after you finish swimming, you can use that to clean your scalp really well and to clean your face. And then she also has a oil that will bring back the moisture to our face and to our skin and to our scalp. And I want I want you guys to remember too, in case you didn't know, that our skin is the biggest organ on our body. So we have to take care of it. And especially if you're bald, you have more work to do, but there's a lot of products out there, but this is a product that I recommend. Okay, we can go to the next slide. Again, this is Dominique's products. Her products are all natural, and actually Bruce's products are all natural. And the next gentleman that I'll be talking about, his products are all natural. And when you think about rocking a bald crown, our heads are more exposed. So if you're gonna swim, I would recommend to definitely wear a swim cap, because when I go to the Y, I always wear a swim cap. But remember that our heads are more exposed, okay? We are more prone to nicks and bumps and skin irritations and things of that nature. So Dominique's product line is definitely ideal for us, anybody that is rocking a bald crown. That's including our brothers too, okay? We can go to the next slide. Okay, what I love about Dominique, again, is her products being natural. She has chamomile extract in her products, carrot seed oil. She has a list of natural product ingredients that's in her products. And for me, I didn't realize how important that was prior to me getting alopecia, and learning how to kind of rethink and how I took care of my skin, because I had hair at one time, but once I lost all my hair, I had to just get a different way of thinking and find products that was available and that would work for me. And so I highly recommend you guys going out and supporting Dominique and going to honeynatureraw.com and check out her products for yourself. Okay, we can go to the next slide. For our brothers, you guys, ain't our brother handsome? I was intentional on this. I was trying to find a picture and I was like, ooh,
Stop it,
nice.
stop it.
You go ahead and raise the roof on that one. Oh my goodness. So brothers,
Okay.
I did not forget about our brothers at all. I didn't forget about you. So when we think about men, and I do a lot of male clients as well. Actually, I used to do more of them prior to COVID, but a lot of my male clients, what I found is that it was important to them as well to learn how to take care of not just their hair, but their beards and their skin as well. So I have a little information for you guys. Go to the next slide. What I found is that there are several concerns, and some of the brothers can tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right, but I know that skin irritation, happens to be one of the top concerns for men, especially when it comes to shaving, and then just their skin is in general, and then hyper pigmentation, skin darkening. You know, a lot of men and even women, after they've shaved for a while, you know, you can find little dark spots or their skin is a little different color. So hyperpigmentation is one of the top concerns when it comes to men as well. And then razor bumps from shaving, and then having dry beards. You know, even though we think about the men having hair right here on their face, they still need to condition. They still need to moisturize. You don't want a rough beard, you know. I don't know if ladies, if you've rubbed against your husband or your fiance or boyfriend and you feel like you got scratched from the beard, it's because he probably didn't know that he should moisturize his beard. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more tonight. Okay, we can go to the next slide. Okay, Patrick, you guys, I'm telling you, our brothers and our sisters are simply amazing. Again, Patrick saw the need in the marketplace, and he came out with his own product as well. It's called, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but Ceylon. I think it's French or something, I'm not sure, but you guys can, you know, look him up. But he has a whole natural skincare line. And one thing that jumped out to me was the name Ceylon is an actual tea, a black tea. And that's in one of the ingredients in his product line. And he also, with some of his products, the focus is it has antioxidant properties. Okay, he has a lot of natural oils, coconut oil. He has all types of oils that are in his products as well. But again, it's sulfate free, paraben free, and it's all natural. And this is a good product for our brothers. I can go to the next slide. Let me make sure I'm doing okay on time. Okay. Okay, Craig the barber. I'm talking about these gentlemen like I know them personally, but I felt like I know them because I did all my little research on them. I checked all the reviews and I looked a little deeper into each and every one of them. But this is Craig the barber. He saw a need again and he came up with his own product. He's actually an amazing gentleman. He has a huge celebrity clientele. He's been featured in different magazines. He's also a contributor to the Men's Health magazine back in 2009. And he actually has created his own community for men. And he has a website for some of you gentlemen that would like to go and check him out. It's called themensroom.com. And what you will find is just information for men, talking about skincare, their beards, taking care of your beard. I call it a safe space for men. And I don't think we have enough of that, in our communities. We need more safe spaces for men where they feel comfortable to talk about their health, talk about grooming needs and all of that. Because we want our men to look good too, right, ladies? Right, ladies? Okay. Okay, great. We can go to the next slide. We're almost finished. Okay, so Jacob. Y'all, I told you I was intentional. This is another brother. Oh my goodness. He came out with his own natural product line as well. He has a whole system, all natural. No chemicals or any of that. He launched it back in 2015, excuse me. And Jacob's focus when he came out with this product line was just for the beard. But he found that there was other products that was needed in the marketplace. So he came out with an entire line. He has oils, he has a black soap that men can use as well. So I will encourage all of you gentlemen and ask you the women, in case you want to buy a gift for your husband or your significant other, check out Jacob, go to natureboyproducts.com. He has so many goodies. So to just for our Black men, I'm telling you, people try to say what they want to say, but I'm telling you, I love our Black men. Okay. They smart. Okay. They smart and they have, I just love them. Yes. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. I'm trying to stay on point, y'all, too. Oh, great. I am at the end. So to wrap it up again, just kind of bring everything together. Again, remember that we as Black people, we don't need to be afraid of the water. Okay, we don't need to be afraid of the water. We don't need to feel like we can't swim because of not knowing how to swim. I'll encourage you to take some swimming lessons, join the Y, they have all type of classes for you. And then just know that there are products out there available for you that you can use prior to swimming. You can put on a swim cap if you have braids, if you have dreadlocks. There are natural products out there for you if you are rocking a bald crown. And for our men, there are products out there for you as well, because I know our men, our brothers like to be well-groomed as well. And so we're going to open up the floor for any questions that you guys might have. And I'll follow somebody's lead. You can read the questions and I will try to answer them at my best ability. Oh, thank you, Becca. Thank you.
So Jamie, I have a question. I'll start it off. And Samantha had a good question about products that we could put in our hair before we jump in the pool. What happens if we forgot to do it and we wanted to do it the next day? Is that okay to put some kind of product in our hair or conditioner?
You mean after you swim, you forgot to do it?
Mm-hmm. I was rushing and I was like, oh, it looks okay. And then in the morning, I'm going, ooh, ooh.
Well, you defeated the purpose.
Okay.
I would suggest that after you swim, you have to shampoo your hair. I
Okay.
mean, you just have to, because it's just going to cause more damage to your hair. Definitely.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Someone just asked a question. They said swim caps that I suggested, is it great for kids as well? Yes, it is. If your child has braids, dreadlocks, they have a lot of hair, you can get one of the swim caps that I suggested, because it allows someone that has a lot of hair to put on a swim cap. We're used to the fitted ones. And I say it works good for people that are rocking a bald crown. So yes, it's good for children as well. Any more questions?
I have another one. So, your focus, it is Black History Month, so thank you for sharing products that we could use for our hair. But what about our friends who have biracial children who are Black and white? Should they still follow these same protocols that you shared with us this evening?
Yes, they should. If their hair is thick, extremely curly, and actually anybody across the board, you should always shampoo your hair. You should always try and find a product that you can put on prior to, a pre-product, and then definitely after you finish swimming to shampoo your hair. So if you have a child that's biracial, or you are a caregiver or an adoptive parent and you have a child that's African-American, I would suggest, number one, to find a Black stylist that can help you build your tribe. They can give you some suggestions on what to do with your hair, and definitely shampoo your hair out. Have to. If you swim every day, you swim 5 times a day. That means that you're gonna have to shampoo your hair 5 times a day to get the chlorine out of your hair, so your hair can remain healthy. Otherwise, it's gonna be dry, it's gonna be brittle, and it may eventually break off. Any more questions?
I have a question. So I know we've been talking a lot about with chlorine. So what about in terms of like swimming in like lakes and like beach water? And I'm sorry if I missed that, if that was in it.
No, that's a good question. But yes, it's the same. It applies to any type of water. Beach water, the ocean water. You need to either put something on your hair prior to swimming, and definitely shampoo your hair and condition your hair after you finish swimming, either from a regular swimming pool or the ocean water. So yes. Any more questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or thoughts? Was any of this information that Jamie shared with you new? Was this like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this? I know for me, I learned a lot of interesting techniques.
I just see a question, someone, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're okay. I just wanted to say thank you for not only teaching us, but providing us with resources to go out and actually follow through with what we learned today. A lot of times, we go to workshops and webinars and they give us information, but they don't share links of products we can purchase to actually execute what we learned. So thank you for providing those resources.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Thank you. Someone mentioned locks. So again, if you're wearing braids or if you have locks, you still need to rinse your hair after you finish swimming, and you need to shampoo your hair. And it's going to be a lot of work. You're going to have to lock it back up again, do a little twist in and the whole scenario. But yes, please shampoo your hair. It doesn't matter what type of hairstyle you have, shampoo your hair after you finish swimming.
I had a question about swimming caps. So if you did the pre-moisturizer, you put on the swimming cap and your hair didn't necessarily touch the chlorine, do you have to shampoo and condition after if you're wearing the swimming cap?
I would say yes, because you don't know if your hair got wet. You don't know if the chlorine was able to slip up under the edge, and Oh yeah, anytime you get in that water, shampoo your hair just to be safe. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
What about if we're going to, water aerobics class and we're being very careful? Because I know when I used to do water aerobics, I was like, don't get my hair wet, splashing. So I would be on the other end of the pool and I was trying to be very careful. Would you say even then still, if you're doing a water aerobics class, you should wash your hair?
Well, if your hair doesn't go in the water and you know that your hair is not wet, then no, there's no need to wash your hair. But if you're actually swimming and that was your intent, but you put on a swim cap and you don't think it might not have got wet, but you immersed into the water, I would say wash your hair.
Okay.
So that makes sense?
Yes. Thank you.
I have a question, Jamie. For somebody who swims three to 5 times a week, are you causing damage by washing your hair that much? And if so, do we just use a co-wash instead of a conditioner and shampoo? Or what's your recommendation there if you swim frequently?
That's an excellent question. So yes, Yvonne, the gentleman, Bruce, I talked about his product. He has a cold wash, part of his hair care system. So I would suggest you can use a cold wash. And yes, if you swim 3 to 4 times a week, you have to wash your hair, because if you don't, it's going to be more damage because the chlorine is going to stay in your hair. But then again, remember, you always come back with the conditioner because it puts the moisture back in your hair. So does that make sense? So if you swim 5 days a week, you're going to have to shampoo your hair 5 days a week, because if you don't, your hair is going to break off. It's going to be dry and it may fall out. But you can still swim. So please still swim so you can stay healthy. And some people just like to swim as a sport. So I don't want us as African Americans to be fearful and not do the things that we want to do because of the effects of our hair or what we may have to do to our hair, the next day.
This is Lisa. I have a question. I logged on a little bit late, so you might have addressed this. I'm wondering how this translates to just like everyday exercise. So you've been talking a lot about chlorine, but like, I'm just curious. I'm a white female, but I'm just curious, as one of the blockers I've heard is, in terms of exercise, is sweat related to women in particular. And so trying to better understand how we can help eliminate blockers in terms of folks being active.
Okay.
Does the same thing translate to like exercise?
Yes, that's an excellent question. So sweat, when you exercise, you sweat in your hair. Some people really sweat, their hair gets wet. And what happens is if your hair, the salt, the natural salt from the sweat will stay in your hair. So yes, if your hair is wet after you exercise, then yes, you need to shampoo it because you need to get that salt out of your hair. So it's just really.
I guess also my understanding is like, depending on the type of hairstyle you have, also, some of my friends haven't wanted to go get their hair done, have done certain things to their hair so they can exercise.
Well, again, Lisa, that's an excellent question. If your hair is wet after you finish exercising from the sweat, if it's wet by touch, if you feel your scalp is wet, then yes, you're going to need to shampoo your hair, because if you don't, the sweat, the salt is going to stay in your hair. Your hair will in turn become dry. It can become brittle, and it could cause breakage. So it's really the individual. You'll know if your hair is wet. You'll know if your hair is sweaty. But if it's not sweaty and it's still dry, then you're good. Did I answer that okay, Lisa?
Yeah, I was wondering, like, some people have like braids, or if they go get their hair straightened, it's like I recognize, just like a white woman, if I straighten my hair and then I go get it, I sweat, it's going to curl back, so I choose when I'm going to exercise or when I'm going to get my hair done accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's the same for African Americans. It doesn't matter when you choose to go swimming or when you exercise. If your hair is sweating or if you get in the water as an African American person, you still have to shampoo your hair because you have the chlorine in there. And of course, you decide how often you want to exercise. You decide how often you want to swim. So it's really an individual decision, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's helpful. I desire to like wanting to eliminate blockers, and I just feel like women's hair is one of them for lots of people.
Yes, I understand.
Hello.
Hello. I can't see you, but I can hear you. Oh,
Jamie,
Yeah, this is Chris Mitchell, Williamsburg, Virginia.
oh, hello, Chris Mitchell. Go ahead with your question.
So, yeah, I hope there can be more black swimmers. Because my advice for a good swimmer, my advice for black swimmers is to do better in the performance.
Mhm.
That's my advice to all black athletes who want to swim.
Yes. Yes, and that's why we're gonna have more conversations like this, so we can educate and provide tools and information, so then Black swimmers will know that it doesn't have to be an excuse. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Chris, for that comment. So, Ms. Jewel, did you have a question or comment?
I was going to make a comment. Thank you.
Okay.
Kind of addressing Lisa's question. As a former lock wearer, to work out sometimes, to shampoo my hair, and I had long, thick locks, to shampoo my hair every day was a lot, and still wanting to be physical. So if I wasn't swimming, and if it was just a workout and my scalp was sweaty, I would sometimes just go through my scalp with something like a witch hazel or something to kind of clean my scalp, and not actually, because all of my hair wouldn't have been sweaty. So just kind of cleaning my scalp with some mild astringent during the week, and then making, a 1 week shampoo was an option that I'd go through.
That is so good, Jewel. I totally didn't even think about that, because I've done that technique with my daughter when she had French braids. Sometimes you don't want to shampoo the whole hair, you just a little witch hazel and try and clean it. So thank you for bringing that up.
Absolutely.
That is the braider's trick. When your scalp is itchy and you're like, you get that cotton ball and some witch hazel and go through your scalp, and it makes a world of difference. So yes,
It does.
And they also make dry shampoo, but
that's true.
that option works.
Yes. So we are getting close to the end of our session. Would love to know if there's any questions from the men who are on this call. If you had any questions or comments, was this helpful? Did you learn something new? Were you aware that you should also like shampoo your beard after getting out of the pool? And Marvin, if you're not picking up the babies or making dinner, can you kind of share with us?
I am picking up my son, or just coming from basketball, but I will share. Repeat it for me again, Yvette.
I just said, did you learn anything new? Like, I didn't know men should shampoo their beards after they get out of the water from swimming, and was wondering, did you know that, or did you learn something new, or do you have anything you would like to share?
Well, I shampoo my beard every single day. It's actually a process. It's definitely a process, but yes, I would have assumed, I don't really go swimming too much though, but I would have assumed, yes, I probably would have, well, you're going to shower and get all the chlorine off you anyway, but yes, shampooing the beard, shampooing and conditioning the beard would definitely have been a part of the process.
Cool. So you wasn't on the call early, so we could assume that your wife is happy that you moisturize and condition your beard, so it's not rough and tough like an Afro puff. It's nice and soft like a bed of roses.
Definitely. Well, I wasn't really used to having facial hair like this before the pandemic.
Okay.
And so it's been a learning curve having to research who has beard conditioners and all kind of juices and berries for your beard.
Aaron, since you're on camera, what are some of your tricks of the trade when you go swimming, if you go swimming?
What was most helpful today was the prep work before going swimming. I think that was where I was missing some things. I also really enjoyed the links. I've already got some stuff in my shopping cart for some beard oil. So that was helpful. But I too, like Marvin, you know, you do have to do your own research because your face does get dry. You know, you do have the facial dandruff. I always like to, I think I spend just as much time on my hair, even though I ain't got nothing on the top of my head, on my face. I spend just as much time of it every day as somebody would that, you know, has to do their hair on a daily basis from brushing it or whatever they might do. So I appreciate the products. I appreciated the pre-work before you go swimming. And this was I did learn some things today. So thank you very much.
Cool. Thanks,
Thank
Aaron.
you.
And what about you, Shaq?
Yeah, I would say I definitely learned some stuff. I did when I had a larger beard. I did condition and all that after. I'm also bald. So my question is, how do you navigate shaving? I know you had a slide up there about shaving, but how do you navigate shaving and then swimming after you shave? Do you have any recommendations or products? I swim every once in a while, but I do notice like the drier skin after you shave, and I usually like try to wait. So if I do shave my head, I usually take some time off before I go swimming because I worry about my skin being dried out or like chlorine impacting my skin. So do you have any tips or tricks for that?
That's an excellent question. I would recommend actually all the three of those men that I recommended that I tonight, and one in particular would be Nature Boys. His product line. He has something for actually all three of them do have a product for shaving, for
Right.
after you shave and all of that. So check out those three links that is in the chat. And I would just say pick one that kind of speaks to your heart. I highly recommend all three of them, and I think you'll find something that'll meet the need of the question that you just asked me. Does that make sense? I
Oh,
hope I answered
absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. I appreciate you.
So we are now at the end of our Q&A. And I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being on this call and walking this journey with us for Black History at YGS. We really want, our focus is on water safety and teaching our young people and our elderly people how to swim. Right here in Seattle, we live around tons of bodies of water, and one drowning is one drowning too much. So we really want to, you know, focus on the equity in swimming, and that swimming is a necessity and not a luxury. And we wanted to put this part in for us on how to take care of our hair once we go swimming, after and before. So Jamie, it was so wonderful just learning from you and having you here to share your expertise. And like I shared at the top of this, Jamie is the editor and chief CEO of her magazine, Bald Life Magazine. And her next volume 6, will be on the stands on early March. But we have a few copies that she's willing to give away. So if you're interested in the copy, please hit me up. I think well, you might not all be a YM. Let me just say, if you're interested, put it in the chat. We'll be on for 2 more minutes and we can get these copies to you. Again, thank you everyone for celebrating. She has 4 copies. Thank you everyone for celebrating this Black History moment with us. And Natasha has put 2 more events that we will be hosting in this month of February. So we will love to see you join us on these 2 occasions. Again, if you're interested, put something in the chat. I have a couple copies. I think I have every volume and they're really informative. So thanks again, Jamie, and thanks everyone. I see Samantha, I got you. So thanks
Thank you
everyone.
so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you guys. Thank you for the
Good night.
opportunity.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you all for being here.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank
All right,
you.
we have Finding Nemo.
Thanks, everyone.